Hola mi gente, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Kat and this is Kat and Too Many Books, and I just wanted to take a moment and tell you what I am going to be reading in October. So I did a little fun thing where I used a sort of challenge prompt to pick some of my TBR for this month. So I did the TBR Harvest Pumpkin Patch, which I have it linked below where it originally came from. So please go there, see the video. And this came from Leandra over at Leandra to the Zero. I think it's how it is. But Leandra, which is just, she's done such a fantastic job. She has a bunch of different kinds there. But I chose this one because I thought, one, it's the cutest, and also I think for me it's the easiest and the simplest. So I went ahead and I did rolled I took 5 choices, so I rolled 5 times and went through the board. So I will put that up in just a minute so we can see what I rolled and what I got and what my choices are. But before that, I'm going to talk about the other books that I'm going to be reading in October. So I've got several books that I'm already reading and I want to finish in October because I really wanted to finish some series that I didn't get a chance to finish in September. But some of them fit the vibe of both spooky and cozy. So I decided I was going to roll them over into October, especially since one of them is for my real life book club. What's going on with my brain? My real life book club, and that meets this week, and I want to make sure that I have it read. Actually, it meets in 4 days, so I really need to get on continuing that book. So I'm going to talk about those books first, and then we'll look at what I rolled and what my prompts were and what books I'll choose for those prompts. Okay, so let me talk about the books that I already have on my TBR because I'm rolling them over and or reading them for my real life book club, and or because I'm also participating in an online sort of book reading that we've been doing for the last couple of months. So let me just get into those. So I am going to continue reading, and I'm very excited about this. A little sad, but excited. I'm going to continue reading Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales by Heather Fawcett. I started reading it a little bit, not much, but I want to go ahead and continue and finish in October. This is a cozy fantasy that is a little scary because there are some scary things in here. So I feel it goes with the vibes of October and fall. It feels very fall to me. And I'm very, very excited to get into it. We get into Wendell's homeland and his the fight for his throne and how Emily is going to help him do that. So I'm excited. It's, of course, wonderful, and it's one of my most highly anticipated books of the year as well. So I'm going to be able to get that under my belt before the year is up. Next, I will be continuing to read and finish, hopefully, Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. I've been putting this off for so long, but I finally made myself get into it. You guys can see I've read a bit of it already, but I still have so much more to read. So I'm going to go ahead and finish it because if I finish this, I finish the duology. If I finish the compendium, I'll finish that trilogy. So it will be very satisfying to finish a couple of series. And this definitely has a creepy, spooky vibe. It's a bit dark, the fantasy. So we're brought back to where we left off in the first book, which was a big cliffhanger, and it was sad and angsty but lovely because Laini Taylor's writing is magnificent. I really love it. This has one of my favorite villains, Minya. She's so complicated and complex, and she makes me just feel all the feels. So I'm excited to see how her story continues. I'm excited to see how we resolve everything that happened in the first book. I don't want to give anything away in case anybody hasn't read it. I highly recommend this duology, though. If you haven't read it, it's really quite good. I'm enjoying it so far. And the last one that I am currently reading that I am doing for my real life book club, so it has to be finished by Sunday, is Catabasis or Catabasis. I don't know how you say it. R.F. Kwan says you can say it any way you want to say it. By R.F. Kwan. I'm loving this so much. I didn't know how much I was going to love it, but this is so much fun. It's dark, but it's also funny. And the writing is wonderful. As you can see, it's such a pretty cover too. I love this cover so much. And the inside of it is beautiful. I love the end covers. And I love the front cover. And I'm not someone who cares that much about this, but yeah. All right, sorry, I had a situation with the dog. As I was saying, I really I don't care as much. I mean, it's beautiful. Not something I look for, but I think it's really lovely. And this is about two scholars that are in the field of magic at Cambridge. And their professor has died. And so they both decide to go to hell to get him back. Because they both need him to be able to finish their dissertations. But there's more to it. There's a lot more to the story so far. And I'm very intrigued. I'm about 100 pages in. So this is about 500 and some odd pages long. Try not to read all the way to the end, like 540 pages. So I have a lot to go and I only have a few days. So I'm actually going to crack on this today and try to read a good chunk today during the rest of my day after I finish filming. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm really, really loving it. It is my first R.F. Kwan book. So excited to continue it. And I'm really happy that I am really, really enjoying it. Next, I will be continuing the read along that I've been a part of with Krista from Books and Jams and Sarah for Sabatahir. So we finished the Ember and the Ashes series this month, but we decided we were going to go ahead and pick up the next book that's kind of in the series. It's the offshoot of the series. It's sort of a sequel series that takes place. I think it's going to be a duology actually that takes place about 20 years later. But it looks like it's going to have some of the same characters, but obviously new characters. And that one's called Air by Sabatahir. I am really, really excited to read this. It talks about an orphan, an outcast, a prince. Pretty sure I know who the prince is. I'm very interested to find out who the orphan and the outcast are, and really interested to see how which of our characters from the original series sort of pop up, because I'm assuming one of my favorite characters is going to show up. It would make sense that she would. I'm assuming all of the great characters that I love are probably going to pop up at some point or another. But anyway, I'm very, very excited to get into this because I have loved the Ember and Ashes series. I think I'm going to really, really enjoy Air. And so, yeah, I will be reading this month so that I can join into the discussion at the end of October. So that is all for the ones that I've already kind of sort of had on my TBR. So that's 4 that I already had. And then I rolled the dice for the TBR Harvest about 5 times. I think I rolled it 6 because I wanted to give myself like an alternate prompt in case I couldn't fill one of these, because I felt like I might not have one of these. So yeah. So let's look at, let me go ahead and put in a bit of that footage of me rolling that die and getting these prompts. Okay, so I am going to start rolling. I've got my little pink die. I've got my notebook and pen to write down whatever my prompts are. I will be doing the hard mode, I think. So I'll be following the seasonal new to you TBR. Maybe not the poll pick. I don't know. I haven't decided that yet. I might do that, and Harvest elsewhere, maybe. But I'm definitely going to try at least those first 3 colors. So I might actually do those with those. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to do 5 rolls. I'm going to do, so basically I'll give myself 5 choices to do for my TBR. I've already got a couple on my TBR, like I said before. And I'll leave room for some more, but I want to pick at least 5 that I might want to have prompts for. So let's get going. I really love this. This is so cute. I love this TBR Harvest pumpkin patch. It's so adorable. All right, so let me start the first roll. I don't have anything to go with, so I'm just going to kind of do it myself. All right. 5. Okay, where do I want to start? So why don't I go ahead? I'm going to go ahead and start right here. And let's see, I want to go 5. Which way do I want to go with 5? Okay, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I have 5 and it is brown, new to you. So I have to do a new to me, highly anticipated. Okay, so that first one was highly anticipated and it was new to me. So a new to me, highly anticipated book that I want to read. So for that prompt, I picked Meet Me at the Crossroads by Megan Giddings. I started this, a little bit of this a bit back, and then I put it aside, not because I didn't love it, just because at the time I didn't have time to finish to read it, and I really wanted to give it my entire and complete attention because I really loved what I was reading of it so far. And so this is the story of 2 twins who were born in a world where there are 7 doors that were that just sort of appeared out of nowhere, and they go to other worlds, and nobody really knows what's going on in those other worlds. The 2 twins are raised by their parents divorced, so they are raised separately from each other, even though they're both pretty close. And then one day one of the twins disappears and the other one is left wondering what happened to her sister, and sort of determined to find out, and probably going through one of the doors is my speculation. It's very spooky. The feelings in it, like when I was reading, it's just the vibe of it and the atmosphere is just so, I don't know, it was wonderfully done. It was very just not heavy, but like you were feeling tense and also really sort of drawn into the story. And the different facets of it. So I am definitely going to be picking this. This was on my most anticipated of the years as well, and it is new to me because I hadn't gotten it before. So I'm definitely going to pick this one up. I also when I was in Winston-Salem, which I was this past weekend, one of the little sort of booths that I went to had this really cool thing where the woman on her business cards at the back gave you a recommendation of a book, and the recommendation I got from her was Meet Me at the Crossroads. So that also is kind of cool because it means I'm getting this from Harvest somewhere else, So yeah, very excited to start this one. Okay, so let's roll again and see what we get for the second prompt. Okay, so second roll, and I was at right here. So we'll try another roll. Okay, 2. All right, so I can go any which way. Let me see. Doesn't seem to be anything except for the pumpkin. So maybe... Oh, what do I want to do? Okay, let's go backwards. I will do 1, 2, and I'm going to do a 5-star prediction. That is on my TBR. So let's write that down. 5-star on my 5-star prediction on my TBR. So we got a 5-star prediction off of my TBR. And that was pretty good. I'm trying to keep it with like the fall vibe, the sort of either cozy or creepy vibes. And so this one's also one that is highly anticipated for me. It is off of my TBR, and it is something that I think I will give 5 stars to, and that is Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune, which is the sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea. Couldn't say that. I've been wanting to get back into this world with Arthur and Linus and the adorable kiddos, and I'm just sort of excited. I feel like this is had mixed reviews maybe. I don't know. I've not looked into it. I don't want to know. So I try not to look into things when I really want to read them because I don't want to be predisposed to ideas. I want to kind of, have my own thoughts about it. So yeah. So sorry, my neighbors are being really loud right now. It's annoying. Anyways, so yeah, I will be picking this up then for October, I hope. All right, let's roll on to roll number 3. All right, roll number 3. Oh, and it was another 5. All right, so I'm here. I'm going to do another 5. So maybe I'll go down. Maybe I'll go back up. I don't know. Okay, let me go ahead up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is an LGBTQIA rep with a seasonal. Okay, fun. All right. That should be a fun pick. And for roll number 3, I got LGBTQIA rep, seasonal. So I thought about this one and I was trying to think if I had anything like October-y or fall because of season. But then I was like, well, you know what? I might not, but I'm going to sort of use seasonal in the terms of a Halloween season, right? Like a book that is creepy and Halloweeny and maybe a little scary. So for the LGBTQIA rep that is seasonal, again, I tried to go with, I sort of chose seasonal in terms of Halloween season, not so much seasonal in terms of like October or fall. So I chose Hungerstone by Kat Dunn. This is, I guess, a retell of Carmilla. I think it's mostly more like inspired by Carmilla. It has a very similar sort of storyline, but quite a bit different, I think. And so this is about a woman named Lenore who is married to this very rich man, Henry. I think they don't have a very good marriage, and she's very dissatisfied with marriage. She's a older woman, not too old, obviously. She's not super young, so she's a mature woman who's been married for a while, and she and her husband again don't have a great marriage. She's dissatisfied in it, and they are going home one day in their carriage, and they find a woman who's had an accident, which I think her name is Carmilla. Is that right? Yep. Carmilla, and they of course take her home, and Carmilla is very intriguing to Lenore, and they begin to sort of be fascinated with each other, and I think they develop a relationship, I'm assuming. I don't know, but things develop between the two of them, and Carmilla sort of brings out a hunger in Lenore that she didn't have before, or that she denied herself before. So yeah, I'm very excited to read it. I know a lot of people love it. It's not incredibly long, and I don't know, it feels like this is a good month to sort of get into this particular story, so looking forward to it. All right, let's go on for roll number 4. I love that I've gotten a little bit of everything so far. All right, roll number 4. Oh, 1. Well, I can either go over or down. Let me go over, and it says Boo, B-O-O, in title and or author, and it's yellow, so it's on my TBR. Okay, so I need to find those letters. Boo, author or title. All right, roll number 4 was Boo, or B-O-O, in the book title or the author name, and it had to be on my TBR. So I chose Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, which has B-O-O somewhere, B-O-O. So it's got, the letters in a bunch of different places. It is also very spooky vibes, right? It's October, by V.E. Schwab. It is a vampire story, I believe. 3 vampires, 3 women. And I've always just been really intrigued by what it says in the back. 3 young women, their bodies planted in the same soil, their stories tangling like roots. One grows high, and one grows deep, and one grows wild, and all of them grow teeth. I love that particular little sort of synopsis, or just little teaser of it, since I read it ages ago. And I meant to get to this a while ago, but I had a lot of other stuff that I sort of needed to read. So now that it's something that I can really dig my teeth into, no pun intended, for October, I'm kind of looking forward to reading it and seeing how I enjoy it. I'm someone who enjoys different timelines, and I know this has 3 different timelines. So yeah, I want to get a little bit back into V.E. Schwab. I haven't read anything from her for a while, so gonna definitely get into this if I am able to pick it up. So let's go ahead and do roll number 5. All right, and my last roll. This is really cute. I really love it. Another 5. Okay, so I have a couple of different ways I can go. Which way do I want to go? Okay, I think I'm going to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do BIPOC author, and it's seasonal. Okay, so that was roll number 5 ended up being a BIPOC author that is seasonal. And again, I chose to do, although this one actually also feels like it could be fall, just looking at the cover. So for this, I chose The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. And you can look at the sort of, I don't know, the vibe of it is very kind of October and very sort of creepy and Halloweeny. And of course, it's a witch book, which I love witches. I'm the vibe for witches is amazing. And so, yeah, I've had this on my TBR for a while. And I'm excited. I know it is about a girl who lives in a society, has a lot of rules and is headed by a man who's not very good. She is sort of shunned within her community because her mother fell in love with someone who was not like her, and then she was ostracized and sort of banished to the woods, and then she was raised within the society, and she tries to follow the rules as much as I know, but she then is somehow finds herself in the woods, and I think within a has interactions with, I think, some witches in the woods that kind of open her eyes to what is really going on in the society. And it's supposed to be really, really good and really, really interesting, and it makes you think a lot. So I'm going to definitely hope I get to read it because I think I would really enjoy this one. All right, so now we're going to do one more roll because I was just being cautious because I wasn't sure if I was going to find all of the prompts that I had. So I chose to do one more, and I'm going to go ahead and let's see prompt number 6. Let me roll once more. I'm going to roll one more just for a backup. Let's try again. 2. So, okay, let's do 1, 2. Yellow, which is TBR, cozy or creepy read. So I'm just going to write that in as a, just in case I don't find something for one of these, I'll have an extra one. Now for prompt number 6, cozy or creepy read. It's an either or off of your TBR. So I decided that I was going to give myself both of those choices because if I happen to not want to read, oh, there's an ice cream truck. Being very loud. Oh dear. Okay, I just wanted to let the ice cream truck pass by so it wasn't super loud on camera. Again, like I was saying, I chose 2 different ones. I chose a cozy read and a creepy read, just in case I somehow I'm very much a mood reader, so I might not want to read some of these, and I might decide to read these. So I went ahead and picked 2. So for my cozy read, I chose The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I've loved the look of this for so long, and I know it has to do with, it's cozy, it has to do with obviously a spell shop and magic and witches, and I think the town itself is kind of endearing, and there's a bunch of really lovely characters in it, and so I think this would be a really fun cozy read to have for this particular month. The next one, of course, would be the creepy read, and so for the creepy read, it's one that has been on my TBR for so long, and I really, really need to get into reading this at some point or another, and that is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. The other day I kind of heard what this was about. I was a little upset. I literally made myself never hear anything. I mean, I knew about it, but I was very cautious of listening to what the story was actually about because I sort of wanted to go in without knowing anything. So I'm a little annoyed at myself for having been you know, less cautious, because this has been out forever, so it's not on anybody else for having said what it's about, because hello, it's been out forever. Spoilers is not a thing at this point. But I needed to be more cautious. But anyway, I'm still looking forward to looking at it. Mexican Gothic again by Silvia Moreno Garcia. It is about Noemi, and her cousin has just gotten married, but something creepy is going on in her cousin's new home, with her cousin's husband's family. And so Noemi is sent by her family to try to find out what's going on and sort of go support her cousin. And I think there's like there might be like a priest that she sort of connects with, who is trying to also help. I don't know much more than that. I now know what genre this is, so. But anyways, but yeah, so if I'm up to a creepy read instead of a cozy read, then I will definitely try to pick up Mexican Gothic. And that was it. That is my TBR for October. I might change my mind, read none of these. Well, I'll read the first 4 for sure. I have to, because those first 4 are ones that I predetermined to read. But maybe I will get to a couple more of the others on my TBR. Maybe I'll get to all of them. Maybe I'll be like a reading machine this month and read them all. That would be amazing. I'm not holding my breath on that though. But yeah, that's it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think, on my TBR. So that's a nice sort of number to be able to pick from, and to get through like whatever mood I'm in. So yeah, that is it for now, guys. Thank you if you're still here. Let me know in the comments below if you're reading any of these books, if you recommend that I read. Give me any specific ones you think I should definitely read. Commenting is great for the channel, so if you could just leave me a little pumpkin, right? Little orange pumpkin for the pumpkin patch TBR, that would be awesome. Again, comment, like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I hope to talk to you guys again some point this month. Bye.